Hey, I think we're live. There we go. Happy Saturday morning. I'm going to apologize on the onset. I'm sorry if I'm not as lively as usual. I had a bit of a rough sleep last night, but we're doing okay. We're here. The good news is Bitcoin is sitting at 33,879. Amazing. So Bitcoin has kind of broken out. I'm a little cautious. I'm going to just say that from the outset. I'm still a little bearish, and I've said this before when, we can have bullish kind of ideology. And if we see a Bitcoin go to like 42K, I'm a little bit more bullish. If we see it go to 52K, obviously bull market's back on. Happy Saturday, man. How's it going? But, obviously it's a good day for crypto because we've had like this just month of, drudginess, right? Just keep going down and down and down. Now, we're not like out of the woods yet, right? So it's not time to like completely celebrate. But I know people are saying that we broke out of the RSI. So at this point, we could say that we did. Will we last out there? Well, I'm just not too sure right now. There's still a lot of ground to make up. And, I did say that most likely we'll see a market peak pick up by the end of the year or sometime in 2022. And then at that point, we'll probably see the actual market peak by the end of 2022. I meant market cycle when I said the first part, but you guys know what I mean. But it's funny. It's funny how much everything just changes. How's it going, Tim? Yeah, I'm assuming that's Tim. Tim uses buddy. How's it going, buddy? The more bearish, the better. See, I feel you on that one. The more bearish, the better. I'm still a little bearish. I still think a 25 Bitcoin can happen, a 25K Bitcoin. I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But, I get it. I'm not going to be the one to shit on everyone's party. But you guys know what I think. So it is what it is. But hey, if I'm wrong, cool. But, at the end of the day, when everyone is very bearish, that's when I get bullish, right? When Bitcoin is super down, that's when I get bullish. And I made a video about it saying buy. And I don't normally just say buy. But I was like I was basically trying to like say it in the most like unobscure way that you should buy at the 50-week moving average. And I'm no financial advisor, so don't take financial advice from me. But it turned out pretty well. If you bought at the 50-week, if you bought at 29K, you'd be up, like if you bought a whole Bitcoin, you'd be up 3-4K right now. So good for anyone that did buy on the 50-week moving average. This is nothing. This is nothing. As Benjamin Cohen would say, this is nothing to schedule a Forbes interview on. I wouldn't be thinking about a Forbes interview for another couple $10,000 here. How's it going, Vapor? Like honestly, like. I can't see the bull market re-engaging while Bitcoin is below $52,000. So that is my price target for when we're re-engaging into a bull cycle, a bull part of the cycle. So I'm still bearish. I'm going to be bearish until that price target is hit. Now, once we get to 42,000, it's going to give us a signal that we can't get there. But again, I'm not going to get bullish until around like 52,000, around this mark here. But, I get it. Everyone's liking this candle. Again, I'm not going to shit on anyone's parade. How's it going, Cactus? How's it going, man? I haven't heard Onyx Block in a while. If you haven't been buying, exactly. If you haven't been buying DOT, like holy, because DOT got down to like $11, $10, like this dip. This was a nice dip, and it hasn't even like pumped up that much. $13.50, still a cheap DOT. So I'd still be buying DOT. Well, I am buying DOT, but. Is Wyckoff still on? There's Wyckoff accumulation and Wyckoff distribution. This was a Wyckoff distribution. I doubt that we're in Wyckoff accumulation, right? So that formation already happened. The manipulation already happened. That's how I understand Wyckoff, at least. But it's just funny. It's just funny because like just a couple of days ago, I'd go to look at the news and it was nothing but terror and just horror for Bitcoin and everything else. But now Bitcoin pumped a little bit. Bitcoin's price hits a megaphone bottom pattern and breakout toward 40K. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, like a lot of people are saying that this was the bottom, that we hit the bottom. Again, I don't think so. I think we can still go down from here. But I'm not going to be upset if I'm wrong. I'm absolutely not going to be upset about it. But, I am skeptical. I am skeptical that we're going to just shoot up to 40,000. So $10. Yeah, I think it got to $10 the lowest here. If we take a look at Polkadot, and like, oh man, like I was salivating at some of these prices. Yeah, so $10.37 was the lowest, absolute lowest that I got to. Well, and here's the thing. Anytime that I see the sentiment flip this hard, right? Because we've been dealing with just shit here. We're not pumped up that high. We haven't, like, regained a lot of ground here. You know what I mean? Like, $34,000 Bitcoin, that's nothing, right? Like, just a little while ago, we were at 41,000, right? So it's just like to think, okay, well, everyone's happy about 34,000. I think people were just looking for one thing to kind of show them that there's hope, that, you know, the crypto doesn't only just go one way, it goes both ways. You know, so I guess it is what it is. I mean, leverage traders are probably happy right now. I don't trade leverage right now. I usually don't trade leverage when we're in like bearish times because I don't like shorting as much. But I'll trade leverage just small amounts when we're more bullish because I can commit to what the market is doing. Go ahead and drop a like too, guys. We have 10 people in the on the stream and only 2 likes, so help me out, help a brother out. We're still trying to grow this channel. Also, if you did want to join and ask a question or just have a discussion over on the Haas Hodls Discord channel, so if you go down into the description below, there's going to be a link. I'm going to show you guys this here right now. So if you go down to that link and join Discord, you can go to one of these open chats or the waiting room. And if you go to the waiting room, I'll move you into this room and we can have a quick discussion. So if you just have something to ask, question, or just my opinion on a token, hop in there. We can go ahead and have a discussion. This seems so. I don't know if it's like dead cat, right? I think dead cat usually has a lot more velocity going down or a lot more momentum going down and then coming up. So I don't know if it's dead cat, but it's definitely like a buying pressure. Like we've had buying pressure for a while down at these prices, and when Bitcoin dropped to that point, you know, there was a lot of buying pressure. However, this could just be a bull trap, right? So. Who knows? I think people are just getting a little too excited, which is fine. It's fine. It's fine to be excited about your crypto going up. It totally is. But you know, you should definitely err with caution here. If you've been buying at the 50-week, you've been doing good. But who knows? It could go lower. But I'm not going to shit on anyone's parade. Everything is a good day. It's a happy Saturday, and we're going to have a good weekend this weekend. Who cares about what happens Monday, right? But we'll check futures. We should be okay. We'll check the futures later on in the stream. So I get what they're saying about, you know, we bottomed out, we hit our bottom, we're gonna go back up. But again, at these levels, I can't be bullish on Bitcoin. I just can't. Not just yet. Bitcoin is still in a bearish trend, right? So it's still on a downturn, even though this is a nice green candle. You know, nice couple of days that we've had green after a pretty bad dip. You know, it doesn't mean that we're out of this. So just be careful about that. People are just super ready. And it's weird at 40K because just a little while ago, Bitcoin was at 63K, right? I mean, people were still trying to, you know, people were still excited at 63K. I mean, like for me, I still want to see that 100K, 150K Bitcoin. I do think it's going to happen this cycle. But friend sold his entire bag last night to buy back in the dip. I kind of feel sick. So yeah, I don't time the market, right? I'm a big proponent of hodling. You guys know my channel, Haas Hodls. I like to hodl, right? I keep all this crypto in wallets and I never touch them, and that's basically what I do. I don't trade, right? I sometimes reorganize my portfolio for tokens that, you know, are going down the shitter. If you know, the project is dead or whatever, I'll sell those tokens, move into another project, like consolidate some of my lower projects and everything. But the big projects, like my DOT, my Bitcoin, my Ethereum, my Cardano, I haven't sold a goddamn thing, and I don't think I will. There have been some people that do well. There have been some people that will sell their whole bag and then buy in at a lower price. But I don't know. For me, that's a little bit too risky for what I do. I look at the macro trends. I know where we're going in the long term. So I don't need to trade to make money now. I know that in the end, my crypto is going to be worth a lot down the road. But again, sentiment's changing. Bitcoin supply on exchange begins to drop. Now, we've been talking about this, that the supply has been going down and that there's a lot of buying pressure at that certain level where we were. And the reason why there was a lot of buying pressure, there were a lot of whales buying Bitcoin at the time. The only thing that was bringing the buying pressure down was the miner supply. So miners have been capitulating out, just selling their bags, which I find hilarious now. But, you know, as that's happening, we see Bitcoin leaving exchanges. We see more supply for Bitcoin. More people realize that they want it. We now have this green energy narrative for Bitcoin coming around too. That's pretty big. I will say too, hold on. This is not a piece of news that I have, but I don't know why I don't have it. John McAfee, guys. John McAfee. Did he go the way of Epstein? Is that what happened here? Is that kind of what happened? I don't know. Did he go the way of Epstein? So John McAfee has died. Obviously, the creator of McAfee virus software. You know, I am forever upset that I never got to see John McAfee eat his own dick. I just want to say that. If you guys remember John McAfee, he did make a bet if Bitcoin hit a certain price, he would eat his own dick. Bitcoin hit that price, I believe, and he never ate his dick. So it was, you know, but he's been spending a lot of time in jail. Yeah, so, but he's been in some shady stuff in the past, so it's not surprising that, I mean, he was in jail for so long. But I don't know why he died. That's a little weird. So this is like a month old news? I don't think so. It is June 23rd. Wow. It is a month old news. Is that when he died? Really? A month ago? I just heard about this recently. That's hilarious. But I see, that's the thing. I don't know. There's a lot of people dying in jail cells. You know what I mean? A lot of that going on. That's a little weird, a little suspect. Not gonna lie. And with Epstein, you know, of course, the police were recording that jail cell. So, haha, yeah, you guys all know. Don't trust police with video recording. But there we go. Well, bringing up some old news. So this is the old Onyx Block. Wait, does it say Onyx Block anywhere? No, I don't think so. Does it? I hope not. It's Haas Hodls now. It's Haas Hodls. Get used to it. But yeah, no. Bitcoin adds. Well, here's another article. So Bitcoin adds another 1,700, coming up to 33,700. So it's just funny. It's just really funny that, you know, here we are now. Now, we did see the breakout of the RSI. I guess now you can kind of clearly say a breakout of the RSI. Does a breakout of the RSI really mean that, like, you know, we're going to incredible numbers? I don't know. I don't necessarily think so. But, you know, we clearly did break out of that little structure and kind of pushed out, but I don't know. I don't know if I look at breakouts of the RSI as like, oh, this is going to be a trend reversal. I know a lot of people are saying that it could be a trend reversal, but I don't think so. I definitely don't think so. He had a tattoo saying whacked, which means he was killed. Oh, maybe. Yeah. He's a libertarian too. Oh, he's too libertarian even for libertarians. Is there too libertarian for libertarians? I don't know. I'm not sure that exists, to be honest. So another one that they're basically saying the exact same thing. Bitcoin's going to rally up. I think a lot of people are saying, and a lot of people are thinking at this point, that Bitcoin's just going to shoot back up to 40K. I've heard that a lot, actually. I've heard that Bitcoin's going to shoot to 40 and 50K. So yeah, we did get that confirmation on the RSI breakout, but again, I don't know that it's signaling a trend reversal or a relief rally, right? So I'm not quite confident that this is going to end in a 50K Bitcoin anytime soon. I've said myself, I think we're just going to trade level, maybe hit some low lows, but trade level around the 42,000 mark for a couple of months, right? So even if you look at when Bitcoin dropped after 2017, we rebound, sure, but like, you know, this is just a trade level kind of situation for a while, and then you pump up. I don't think Bitcoin's just going to go up without any support. No, there is a lot of buying pressure, but there's still a lot of buying that needs to happen to make Bitcoin move up that far. Yeah, we are pushing up to 34K, which is nice to see. We're probably going to hit that on stream, so let's go ahead and move to the hourly. The last bit of news that I wanted to bring up, and then we can start talking about other tokens. Yeah, we got some nice green candles. That was all last night, right before I went to bed. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I was up late. I was watching these charts, and yeah, I'm not doing good this morning. That's for sure. But we are seeing Bitcoin now pushing back up to $34,000. So a price that we haven't seen in what? Basically for a couple of days, basically for a week. Yeah, no, basically only for 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks, 12 days. Okay, 12 days to be exact. This is how out of it I am. I can't even do like quick math in my head. But if we look at like some altcoins, and I had mentioned before, with Ethereum hitting down to 1700, how that was a buy at that target. I was a little bit too bearish on Ethereum, I'd say, because I said, you know, I probably would expect it to drop a little bit more. But at least I did say that EIP could hold it up. So it looks like 1559 did kind of hold it up a little bit. But Ethereum is up to 2172, which is huge over the past little while. KSM sitting at 181. BNB over at 304, and then Polkadot sitting at 1368. So we could be seeing a small little rebound here, which is nice to see. It's nice to see that crypto is kind of turning a corner, but a lot of people are, I think, getting a little bit too bullish. But it does look like we might hit that 34. We're just $20 away, basically. We did hit. Yeah, we did for a bit. So, because we have that candle, now we're wicking down. But interesting stuff. For any Cardano holders, so we actually did a video about Cardano yesterday. Cardano is making everything more operational with other browsers, which is going to be good. We discussed why it's so important for Cardano to be on smartphones and everything else, and now we have the Alonso updates and everything. So as the system's fleshed out, it'll have more capability to be on more products. More people can use it. That's kind of the whole point. And at that point, it's the network effect to build with Cardano. And I think the big network effect that's going to happen is going to be with a lot of countries that Charles and the team actually onboard, and who the Cardano Foundation onboards. Because the kind of stuff that they're doing with a lot of African countries, talking with El Salvador, I see Cardano as being a great currency for a lot of different countries. If you look at like Lebanon, their destabilization of their dollar, what happened over the last little while. So I think that there's a lot that can happen with Cardano, especially in the structure of the financial world right now. So I think it's important to see more advancement kind of coming onto the system. But we'll take a look at Cardano, actually, while we're talking, while we're waiting for Bitcoin to make some moves. Cardano has pumped up. I hate looking at the hourly. Okay, so Cardano has pumped up after that low. We could even say that this could potentially have been a bottom. And I know, like, I've been a little bit, bearish about it. Maybe it is a bottom. $1 Cardano was where we dropped to, $1. So going from there, it's up basically 21% from that bottom. So $1.21 for Cardano right now. Incredible. Where it's going to go. Now, we discussed where I think it can go. And if we go on a full-on relief, right, if Bitcoin goes between 40 to 50K, I do think Cardano is going to hit the $2.50 mark. I think it'll go back to all-time highs. The reason why I say that is because every time Cardano goes back up to its all-time high, it's after just trading level. And of course it dropped down a little bit, but this was a lot, like this was driven by Bitcoin, right? This was driven by Bitcoin pulling down the price. But Cardano's stabilization still has it, right? We've consistently been above $1. And even then, we've consistently been like around $1.15. This is probably the lowest that we've been in the last little while. You see where Cardano has been over in the 30-cent mark. And even before, when Bitcoin was dropping, it was holding $1.50 pretty easy. You could tell that I'm Canadian by saying $1.50, but there it is. So I definitely think where Cardano is going to go, if we do rebound, is going to be back to all-time highs. So seems to be a lot of talks about an impending crash. I mean, that's more what I'm saying. So was wondering, what are your thoughts on the DXY? So this is the weird part, right? And I actually watched this with Benjamin Cohen. He was talking about the DXY. And here's one thing about the DXY you should know. When the DXY is up, Bitcoin is down. And the reason why that is because that's the US dollar. When the US dollar's value is up, Bitcoin's value to the US dollar is down because one is up, one is down, right? That's how markets move, how market pairs change. The thing is, we have the DXY is up and Bitcoin is up, right? So it's interesting to see what's happening here because the DXY has been on this consistent pump, but now we have crypto doing the exact same thing. So it's interesting. Now, the thing is, and if I show you like M2 money supply, here's the real, messed up thing. When you look at the M2, right? You look at this is the M2 money supply. So what this chart tells us is how much money has been printed. Let me show you guys like a moving average. So, okay, there we go. So this shows you how much money has been printed over the last little while. And you see this clear spike for COVID. Now, just to give you guys an insight of how much we've increased, right? So here's a line. I'm going to make this, say, yellow, okay? This is a yellow line. Now I'm going to show you how much, because it looks like we're just level right now, right? It looks like we're the same down here, but we're clearly not. Because if you look, take those two angles, we're printing way more money. Now, the real kicker is they stopped this, right? This is May 1st. They are no longer producing this report at all, so we don't know where the money supply is. But you see how drastic of an increase this incline is. Not even this. We're clearly inclined from our money supply before, and now we're stopping the reports. Why are we stopping the reports? Seems a little sus, right? A little suspect. I have no idea, no conceptual idea how the DXY can be up like this and Bitcoin is doing well. I don't understand it. I don't even know why the DXY is up, but hey. Do you think we bottomed out? I think a lot of people are saying that we bottomed out. I'm going to be a little hesitant to say that we bottomed out. I mean, it's possible. It's not beyond the realm of possibility, so we could go up. But I'm cautiously optimistic right now. Because at the end of the day, I still think that we can see around a 25K Bitcoin before we kind of make our way back up. Personally. So I'm not, here's the thing about Bitcoin. I'm not going to be super bullish on Bitcoin until it starts breaking through like targets like $42,000. If it starts breaking $42,000, okay, we can be a little bit more bullish on Bitcoin because then we get above the kind of line of that we broke through, right? So just to show you what I mean here, here's roughly $42,000. There we go. So here's $42,000. Now, why am I saying I want to break $42,000? There's a couple of reasons. One being this point here, right? We held a good amount of resistance at this point trying to break out the first time. Then we clearly made a decision to break out here and moved up into this whole Wyckoff pattern that we had. Then again, we didn't see a big downturn, not a lot of volatility, because if you look at these candles, some of them were bad, right? We had some doji candles. Hold on, let me zoom in here so you guys can see it a little bit better. We have some doji candles at the 42, which means that we had a little bit more support at the 42, and then we broke through, right? So there we go. We had that candle of indecision, not really a doji candle, but you get what I'm saying. Candle of indecision, and then a complete whack down as soon as you broke through the 42, which tells us it's a pretty good line of both support and resistance. So at this point, I'm not going to be bullish until Bitcoin passes the 42,000. I hope that makes sense. Does that clear up that? I hope so. But until we see a $42,000 Bitcoin, I don't think we should be really super bullish. We are at $34,000 Bitcoin, so there we go. Good Saturday morning, $34,000 Bitcoin. Got some coffee, so it's a pretty good morning all around, absolutely. But the whole thing here to keep in mind is, like, don't go all in, right? Now's still the time to buy, right? I'm bullish. I'm super bullish. Where the price is going to go in the near term, that's a different story. I could be a little bit bearish, right? But I'm bullish of where we're going, right? And the fact that we're basically at the 50-week moving average, now's the time to buy crypto. It's gone up, so I'd be concerned, and this is why I say dollar cost average, because it could go down further. But of course, I could be wrong. We could have bottomed out. It could go higher. I'm no financial advisor. I have no idea. So I just read charts, and I've said it before. TA, technical analysis. You can fight me on this one. Technical analysis is basically astrology for men. Astrology is the right one. What's the one with like Pisces and signs and all that crap? That's what we're dealing with. That's TA for you. I mean, there's a lot to it. There's a lot that kind of gives you like an idea of where things are going to go. You can analyze what's happening in the charts. But I dramatically feel that charts are like one part of a bigger picture, especially when you're talking about macroeconomics, like not just Bitcoin, but you're also talking about the United States dollar, what gold is doing, right? There's a lot of other factors that come into that, but TA is just one tool to help us kind of analyze what's happening. It's way better for dissecting what's already happened than predicting what's about to happen. But at least it gives us an idea, a glimpse into what could be, right? Kind of like pulling out tarot cards and telling you what's going to happen in the next little while. I kind of look like Christopher from Sopranos. You know, Christopher is by far like one of my favorite characters of Sopranos. Easily Sopranos is by far one of the best things. I think it's the nose though. But hey, Christopher's nose was really good for doing coke. That's all I can say. But I get it. It's a big nose. A lot of people try to guess my ethnicity, and usually 9 times out of 10 I get Greek or Italian. 9 times out of 10, which is funny, but there's nothing wrong with that. I guess Lebanese for us, we're kind of the prettier Arabs. You know what I mean? Like we're the fancy ones. There are 16 people in this live stream and only 8 likes. Help a brother out. Sopranos is easily the best movie. Did you see the Sopranos movie? Oh man, they have Tony Soprano's kid, and James Gandolfini's actual son, playing Tony Soprano, like the young Tony Soprano. I am so excited for that. You have no idea. The new Sopranos movie, I'm super excited about that. I think they have I'm a huge Sopranos buff though. Like some of like my favorite hits had to be like Pussy Bumpin' Sarah, has to be the best one. Ralphie was a good one, So I love that show. Love that show a lot. Sopranos is a really, really good show. Yeah, I'm super excited about the movie, to be honest. I think the movie looks good. Who's producing it too? Is it HBO producing it as well? I think so. So I just to gauge everyone here, what happened at the end? I'm gonna leave that for you guys in chat in Sopranos. If you haven't watched Sopranos, don't look at chat for a little while. But what happened at the end? What do you think happened at the end? I know what happened at the end, or I at least know what I think happened at the end. What do you guys think happened at the end of Sopranos? What happened? Did he die? Did it just end for nothing? What happened? I love how Richie when Janice, what did he do? Like he smacked her in the mouth or something? Oh God, it was so good. It was like make me food, smacked her in the mouth like after a fight, and then she just comes around. Yeah, so great. See, I think so, and the reason why I think that, Jared, is because the screen went black. Right? It's all about Tony's life, right? I think who's the Philly? I think Philly, and like nobody called off the hit that Philly sent out, And, you know, before Meadow entered the restaurant, somebody else entered the restaurant, and that's what I believe. That's what I believe. I believe that the screen went black because that's exactly what Tony felt. That was his life. Amazing piece of media, honestly. The Sopranos is fantastic show. Yeah, he smacked her in the mouth for over talking. Yeah, back talk. That's right. And then just like she came around with a gun from the other room and just shot him in the chest. I mean, like, I hated Richie. I really hated Richie. And like the whole thing about the jacket. Hey, the jacket. Yeah, where's the jacket, Tony? Oh, come on, man. Like, but you know, he was just a big pain in the ass for Tony personally. I had a soft spot for Tony. I think everyone did, right? You have this arguably like a terrible guy, you know, killing people and everything else, but like you love Tony Soprano. You can't not love Tony Soprano. So yeah, nothing will even come close to Sopranos. Breaking Bad easily has one of the best scenes in television, hands down. If you can guess the scene, you know, you're a winner. But easily has one of the best scenes, hands down. Talking about crypto, going through the total market cap. The total market cap has actually rebounded quite a bit, $1.378 trillion. But again, we're still down, right? We're down, I think our peak was 2.6 almost trillion dollars. So we're still down $1.3 trillion. No big deal. We're still down 50% on the total crypto market cap over the last couple months. But yeah, it's okay. Everything's fine. We are seeing that green light, so we could be seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I think what we're seeing is just like a what's to come kind of thing. I still think, you know, no, I don't think Hank's death, although it's a really good piece of media, I don't think that's the best one. It does involve Hank, though. It does involve Hank. I think easily the best. I'm just gonna say it because I don't want to like be obscure about it. I think easily the best piece of television history is when Hank's in the bathroom. I easily think that. I think that. It was so good. It was so well written. There's so good suspense to that moment, and then that moment that, you know, Hank's reading the book in the bathroom. I can't describe it. It's like one of the best scenes I've ever seen in my life. So that's easily one of the best scenes. Going through, let's see here. Oh yeah, let's talk about Ethereum, because Ethereum's actually like held or rebounded a lot. So Ethereum's back up to 2160. Definitely going much higher for the near term. Now, the thing about Ethereum that you gotta keep in mind, same with Cardano, because Cardano has a lot of updates too. Ethereum has EIP 1559, so that's baking into the price, right? That's going to happen before August 4th. So once August 4th happens here in a couple weeks, once that block is mined, the price might fluctuate on that day, but it is all a gamble, right? Whatever that price does on that day, it's all going to be a gamble. Don't trust it. It could go up, it could go down. There will be no rhyme or reason. In my experience, don't trade based on the news, right? If you're trading based on the news, make your bet before that date. So if we get like a date for like a full Alonzo rollout when we have smart contracts on Cardano and everything's good and live, you know, make your bet before that time happens, right? Because by the time that time happens, everyone will already have bought, and then at that point, you're just going to get manufactured FUD and whales dumping on you at an ultimate high price. That's exactly what happened with like everything. No worries. Yeah, awesome scene. KSM sitting at 180, so still really low for KSM, still at these really low levels. So there are still good buying targets in this market, right? So one being KSM, one being Polkadot. Cardano's at the price that it's been at. You should have been buying when we dipped down at this low part. So I don't know if I'm buying Cardano at $1.20. I'm buying Cardano below like $1.05, $1.10. Around there is a great price target for Cardano. But you know, it's basically been at $1.20 for the past couple months. So I'm not going crazy over any prices. BNB is actually basically just traded level. It had a little bit of a dip, but it did go to 303. One thing with BNB, there were a couple rug pulls on BNB. A couple of tokens went down. I think one was an NFT play called Alpaca City, APLA, Alpaca Okay. I had some problems there. It's still early in the morning, and I'm still a little sleep deprived here. So, yeah, I don't know what's been going on here. They had like some big sell-off or something. They've been quiet on their Twitter, not talking, and their Telegram is basically dead. So, don't know what happened, but, you know, just be careful out there on DeFi. So, even on some of the bigger exchanges like PancakeSwap, you're not guaranteed returns. If you see these big returns, you got to be skeptical. You got to look into it a little bit and make sure that you're on some good projects right now. I think right now I'm providing liquidity on PancakeSwap for another NFT play. I think yeah, PMON and just like USD, which is basically NFT up 27%. So, but that's currently what I'm having on PancakeSwap. I've been seriously considering. So taking a look at PSwap here, I've been seriously considering moving all of my PancakeSwap over to Polkaswap, because Zor right now is at a low price, low enough for me to stomach. So we'll bring this up. I'm a little all over the place right now, but if we look at Zor in the Zor price, we're pretty low because I entered Zor. I entered Sora, the gas token for PSwap. I entered this maybe around like 500, 600 range, like around here. So basically bought a local top. I'm not concerned about it at all. You know, I still have liquidity in the system, but I've been considering moving over all of my funds from Pancake over to Polkaswap. I still have a lot of funds in DeFi too, earning DeFi, so there's that. But have I heard about the new farm that you earn Dino? Is that on Pancake? That took a while. Is that on the BSC or is that on a different DEX? Yeah, we can take a look at VeChain. VeChain is actually probably like one of the most underrated tokens that I've seen. And VeChain's lost a lot of value. Now, that being said, VeChain's also like up a lot, right? Because like VeChain, you know, back in November, below 1 cent. And now we're sitting at about 7 cents. Still a good buy. I mean, like, VeChain is just a good long-term accumulation. I've talked about VeChain before, how I'm pretty sure, well, I think with the blockchain structure, because it's a supply chain solution, it's kind of going to be a service that has the same, like, gravity of AWS. Like, not AWS. Like, they're not providing servers. But the need that people are going to have for a blockchain like this. Like, think about like server capability before AWS. Now we have AWS, and every company is buying AWS because that's the best service to go for if you want cloud storage. I view VeChain in the same light. It's going to be the best supply chain blockchain, the best supply chain solution that companies are going to need. So we're going to be talking about shipping companies, any company with a supply chain essentially. That's going to be huge. That's going to be massive. So I definitely think where VeChain is going to go is going to do well. Anything with a dramatically big use case that you can see changing the world, like VeChain, like Bitcoin, like Cardano, anything with a dramatic use case is going to be a good long-term hold. And again, I'm not in this market to get rich over the next year or so. You know, I may be talking about everything like it's 2021, but be sure that I'm living in 2030. So I'm definitely not here. DinoSwap, is that on the BSC? The yield farming guy, Tiki or whatever. Oh, right. So that Tiki guy, or I hate that I butcher his name. He's actually kind of smart. Not gonna lie. He made a lot of good picks. I don't know what he's doing now. Like, I've heard of some of the stuff that he's talking about. But he made some good picks, to be honest. You know, he picked Dash out of a bunch of tokens, and a lot of people shit on Dash. But if you look at Dash's tokenomics, where Dash is being used right now, like Dash is being used in like Venezuela and everything, is one of his picks. But I don't know what his recent DeFi picks have been. But yeah, Dash has the tokenomics to hit at least 1 to 2,000 easily, and it's basically been on this downtrend. It's actually up a little bit, but yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm still not gonna try it. Talky Mida, yeah, but I've watched a couple of seminars with him and everything else, and he's done a couple of things. So interesting stuff. If you guys did want to ask a question, feel free to hop into the Discord, jump into the waiting room. So that is that. But it's funny. It's funny seeing the sentiment change because everyone's now super bullish, which is crazy. I think people are going to have a smack of reality. Personally, I'm not trying to shit on anyone's parade at all, but I think we're going down further. But we can enjoy this. We can have a good weekend. We can all kind of enjoy our time while we're being pumped. It's funny though. What's happening with Elon? This guy. Let's bring this up here. Elon shilling Bitcoin again? What's this? Oh, his recent tweet. This is great. My wife. People saying that we can trust the government. Eight beers deep. Yeah, that sounds about right. Don't trust the governments. Bank with your money. Buy Bitcoin. Yeah, I don't know. I like now the sentiment has kind of changed. I like now that when you hear about Elon, everyone thinks negativity, right? Everyone thinks like, oh, screw Elon. Who cares about what he says? But a couple months ago, okay, you fanboys were all over Elon. The moment that Elon said anything, you guys were all about it. I mean, I'm not saying you guys specifically. You guys are cool people. You know what I mean? I like you guys, right? But like, it's a little overboard with Elon Musk. Did I watch the B Word conference? No, I didn't actually watch it. No, I reported on it and I read the articles about it, but I didn't actually like watch the full thing. I know like Kathy Wood is like probably the one person that I'd like want the opinion for. Like I'm a huge fan of Jack Dorsey. I could give a shit about what Elon Musk has to say, to be honest. I don't mean to say that all in like an egotistical kind of way either. There's a difference between being smart and being intelligent. Elon Musk is intelligent. He's not very smart. So there's a clear difference in those two things. You're hurt? Well, screw you, Noodle. You know why I'm hurt? Okay? I'm hurt because you had a bowl of ramen on your Twitter and you didn't message me. Okay, that's why I'm hurt. All right? You owe me ramen. Okay? But yeah. Check out his new video on Dinoswap. I'll take a look. I'll check it out. I'm always down for a new DeFi platform, especially if it's good. What does Dino? Oh, is it run on Ethereum? I think it does. The Paleo Bridge. I'm gonna have to do some looking in on this before I say anything. But only $34 million of locked in value, so it's not that big of an exchange, which is nice. It's good to get in earlier. However, that's more risk, right? I've said that with a lot of altcoins that I get into. If you get in early, it's more risk, but higher returns. You just got to be careful. Do your due diligence. Don't get scammed. Don't get rug pulled. Don't be a Mark Cuban. That's the goal. So, I'm not kidding, Noodle. I'm not kidding. Okay, we need to do King. Everything's opening up and everything. Before COVID 3.0 comes around, we need to go do ramen. Okay, so that's got to happen. Bitcoin's still struggling with that $34,000 mark. We're currently at 33,880, but we still have a lot of health in the market with ADA, Ethereum. Now, actually, if we look at ADA, because this is interesting, ADA is going up. ADA is doing well. Here's the reason that we're on this downtrend with the ADA ETH chart. ETH is doing very well. I personally think ETH has rebounded very well, going from the 1,700 now to 2,150. So that's why we're clearly seeing this downtrend for ADA in the ADA ETH value chart. So I think at this point we could end up seeing a rebound for Cardano because we're going so low below the RSI. It is possible for the value to go lower, but that could mean that ADA just trades level and Ethereum pumps. It doesn't have to mean that ADA is going down or anything like that. So we could continue seeing Ethereum make a pump, and then we could see ADA kind of break out to the ADA Ethereum evaluation. Thoughts on OXT? I know the ticker. I think I know the project. Orchard, right? We've talked about this before. Let me open up the website here and remind myself what they even do. Right, the VPN. So I've discussed this before, and I think this is like, I mean, like as more products eventually move on to the blockchain, it's going to be incredibly bullish. A decentralized VPN, right? A VPN untracked is hugely important. Why? Because if you have a VPN, like I have a VPN right now, it's ExpressVPN, so I'll bring that up here on the screen. ExpressVPN. They're not reliable, right? You're trading your ISP, so your internet service provider, knowing where you are, for ExpressVPN or NordVPN. Even then, NordVPN has had some sketchy things that have happened. I mean, ExpressVPN isn't a complete angel in its own right. So having a decentralized option is going to be good. Done well, it's going to be good. And as you see more products being moved onto the blockchains, such as VPNs, you're going to see more innovation and better products come out. Is Orchard going to be the one? Well, I don't know. It's the top 200 coin. I don't even know if it's the top #1 VPN. They have a good look on the website. They display everything well. From what I remember, the information about the team is all put together here, I think. Oh, yeah, that's the one criticism that I had. I remember this now. The one criticism that I had. Now, it's fine that they have their names, and I can always go look at their LinkedIns and make sure that they have the actual history that they need. But I just didn't like the rabbits. I don't know. Like, I feel like if you're trying to be professional in a way, be professional. That's my opinion. But at the same time, like, it looks like a good product. So I think it'd be a good play. But it's a low rank, so you do got to take that into mind, that there is some risk there. But good tokenomics. We have 1 billion tokens. What's the token allocation? There's not an over amount in the treasury. Like, we don't see like $500 million or anything in the treasury. Just a couple of million tokens here and there. Oh, actually, these are all treasury wallets. So yeah, no, actually half the tokens are in the treasury. So I think I need to know a little bit more about what they're planning for the treasury, how everything works there. So maybe download the white paper a little bit and take a read through the tokenomics section. So this is typically, okay, so here's basically the selling point. A consumer VPN cuts the info. Okay, yeah, so it's basically just cutting the info and not allowing the info to be housed by anyone, right? The blockchain. So this is good if you're like coffee shops, hotels, and everything else. But it's also good to keep that information away from the service provider or whoever's giving you the VPN. I'd like to know exactly what's happening with the treasury, so I don't want to shit on it before I know. But yeah, tokenomics here. Yeah, I think this is a later read, but it looks like a good project. I'm not gonna shit on the project without knowing exactly what's happening with that. But also, do you have a Harmony One price prediction for this cycle? I think it's hard. I think it's hard to give a price prediction on something like Harmony One because it has so much upside potential, and it's kind of where it is right now. Because right now they have dexes open for it and everything. Like it's doing really good. So let's take a look here. So it's doing really good, and it pumped up that one moment. Yeah, like from what? Hold on. Basically February. I think I got in around like, I can't even remember when I got in. I think my purchase price was like 6 cents, so like right around here. So we're down to like where my dollar cost average was about. So I basically got in at this pump and then wrote it up here. Now, that being said, this is super common for something to pump really hard like this and then just go down on an extended bleed, right? An extended downturn. And obviously with Bitcoin going on the downturn that it did, this makes obvious sense. That being said, where could it go? It's held on to a lot of value. So even though it is on a downtrend, it's only down 15 cents, somewhere around that range. 14 cents around. So where could it go? It's hard. I think the best way to look at this is market cap. We're at $748 million, $749 million market cap. I definitely think that this is well into the multi-billion-dollar project, maybe like somewhere around the $3 to $4 billion, maybe even more actually, possibly even 5 to 6 billion. I know I've been saying that about PSwap as well, but I can kind of see these competing in a way, not competing in terms of doing the same thing fundamentally, but competing in terms of market cap. So I think realistically between a 1 to 3 billion, and I know that's a cop out. Okay, let's go to 3 billion. I think 3 billion conservatively is where we could see. So what exactly would that be? Calculator, help me out here. So we have 10,000 tokens. So let's say $3 billion. I'll bring this over here so you guys can see it. And then we have 10 billion tokens. So divided by 10 billion. Is this right? I don't think I'm doing math right. This is too early in the morning. 328. I don't think I'm doing this right. 241. How am I like this right now? 10 billion. Yeah, no. That's right. So around like 29, 30 cents. That's a little low. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We could see something closer to like 50 cent to like 75 cent Harmony 1, which is still a lot. I mean, like that's still 10x from here. Yeah, I think a 10x from here is probably reasonable. So between a 5 to 7 billion dollar market cap could potentially happen. But really, it's so early to know exactly what's happening because there's still a lot of dApps being built on the system. And still a lot of people aren't using a lot of the Harmony 1 systems. So I think it really just depends on how many people migrate over to it. So we could see it do very well. Yeah, I would say, somewhere in that range, but looks like BlockFi. Yeah, I saw that. So BlockFi actually had some issues with the SEC apparently, or they're in line of fire with the SEC. I know BlockFi has actually said that they've stopped servicing some people. Is it raining? It's raining. I was gonna go for a bike ride. Guess not. So I think it's funny that the SEC has been asleep at the goddamn wheel this whole time, but now they give a shit, right? All of a sudden, now they give a shit. It's a little weird here. Did I look into Shiba Swap? I didn't, but here's the funny thing. Okay, I was talking about dexes. And here's the hilarious thing. So when I look at dexes, I like to go to the visits. I don't want to see the 24-hour volume or anything. I want to see how many people are visiting. Usually that tells you which dexes are being used the most, right? Not which ones have the most liquidity. There's tons of whales in Uniswap and everything else. Number one is PancakeSwap. Right around here, where is Shiba? Where is Shiba? Oh, Shiba was higher. I gotta find it. Control F. Sheep. Where is Shiba? There we go. Shiba Swap. It's the number 15 dex in total. I guess it's not that high on visits. So not as high as I was thinking. But a lot of people are actually using this. There's a lot of liquidity in Shiba Swap. So I do gotta play around with it. But yeah, I haven't gone on to Shiba Swap quite yet. But I noticed that, and I was quite impressed that it was even like up there. So I mean, like, meme token is a meme token. It's a meme token with functionality. At least it's better than whatchamacallit, Dogecoin. So yeah, but I know you're big into Shiba Swap. I'll try to take a bigger look in that, at some point. Can't promise how much liquidity I'll put in there though. Not financial advice, obviously, guys. Go for a jog and focus on. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, it's been pretty warm for the last couple of days, but it's been pretty good yesterday and today. It was kind of cool, which is why I'm a little shocked that it's raining a little bit. It was a little cool. BlockFi is next for the SEC regarding what I mean, like, arguably people will say might be good because regulations, but the SEC, in my opinion, are literally just a criminal outfit in a suit. So I think it's bad because the SEC just comes around and wants their cut. So if you don't know, the SEC has done a couple of frivolous lawsuits. Back when Elon Musk tweeted that he would make Tesla private at stock price 420. Obviously a joke, right? Obviously a joke. The SEC came down, and it came down with fines, and took him to court and everything. It was just like, come on, guys. Like, do you have nothing better to do but like check some guy's tweets? Now, that being said, here we are, and we don't have, we have the SEC just doing nothing. We do have a person in the waiting room. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring that person in, and we're going to ask a question, hopefully that they can hear me. So bear with me here. Make sure that I have my desktop audio. Hey, Timmers, how's it going? If you do hear me, you can unmute your mic and just make sure to say something so I know that I can hear you and the stream can hear you. While we're waiting for him to unmute his mic, we'll go ahead and talk a little bit more. Oh, he dipped. If you do want to ask a question, go in Discord, sit in Discord, and sit in the waiting room, and I'll move you in. But yeah, the SEC putting their grubby little hands in everything should be bad in general. But, having a good regulatory body would be incredibly helpful in this space, I'll tell you that. Should I move my funds from there to a different platform, say Celsius? I'm hugely bullish for Celsius. Now, full disclosure, we partnered with Celsius for the channel. So we've been doing a lot of work with Celsius. We have something big happening in September that I'm going to tease. I can't tell you what it is. But something big is happening in September on this channel, and a nice big video. But I like Celsius. They're legislated in New York, so it's one of the toughest states to be legislated in. All of their assets are insured. Everything's audited by the community on the blockchain, so not by Celsius themselves. It's audited by independent community members. So I like Celsius. Now, if you look at AP like returns as well, I think Celsius actually is comparable, if not a little bit better than BlockFi on certain tokens. But yeah, I definitely think Celsius is the way to go. Now, that being said, I have a lot on BlockFi too, but it really just depends on like what's happening in your area. Like, just because the SEC is going for them, it might not mean bad things for you. It could just mean bad things for a couple of states, right? I don't know if you're in the United States or where you are. But say if you're in the United States, maybe it's just bad for New York, but it's not bad for Wyoming, hypothetically, right? Wyoming's a very crypto-friendly state. With Canada, it's the same thing. Binance is pulling out of Ontario, my province, but no other province. So I could theoretically move to another province, which is most likely what I'm going to do, and then use my Binance there. So yeah, I would just spread it out, right? Like, there's no use having all of your portfolio in one area. Think about it this way. If like I have a Ledger Nano here, or Ledger. I actually have a Ledger Nano here. So I have a Ledger, and if I put all my crypto here, obviously I have two Ledgers. If I put all of my crypto here, and then for whatever reason this gets stolen, or my passphrase gets hacked, or whatever happens, the total worst case scenario, if I put all my crypto in one place, I'm screwed, right? I'm done. I have crypto on Kraken. I have crypto on KuCoin. I have crypto on Ledgers. I have crypto on Nexo, Celsius, BlockFi. You name it, I have it. You know what I mean? So I like to keep my things spread. It's harder to track. That's definitely without a doubt. But at the same time, if something gets hacked, right? If my MetaMask gets hacked, it's no big deal. If an exchange gets hacked, it's no big deal. I have crypto spread out among a bunch of different services, so I'm totally okay. I'm totally secure. And then I have like some tight button down, right? I have some that are in wallets that will probably never see the day of light in my lifetime. I mean, maybe if I ever, God forbid, have kids and they have grandkids or something, like a big legacy, they'll be opening up grandpappy's coffers, right, and opening up those old ledgers and realizing that they have millions of dollars in crypto. But other than that, they won't be seeing the light of day in my lifetime. So I'll be holding till I die. A lot of people chirp me about that too. Oh, like, why are you always going to hold? I mean, like, holding for 5 years has always proven better than just selling for short-term gains. It's always proven better. So if I hold for 5 years, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to do well. That's my goal here. That's my plan, to do well over the long term. And yeah, I'll sell some to live. Eventually, I'm going to have to live. But eventually, we're going to be living in a time where we can live with Bitcoin and where we can live with cryptocurrencies. That's where we're going. At one day, we will be able to buy products with crypto, whether that be Bitcoin, whether it be Cardano, XRP, whatever the hell crypto it is that we're buying, our groceries with. One day that'll be available. One day. It most likely will be technology that you can buy with whatever crypto you have, and it just instantly converts through like an XRP transfer system or something. Oh yeah. No, again, Jared, I want to restate this about Elon Musk and those tweets. What Elon Musk now has done with his tweets are completely irresponsible. Even the 420 tweet, I'll agree, was completely irresponsible. That being said, I think the SEC is like a mob outfit. They're really here for a shakedown, just for a little bit of money. So we're going to give this a couple minutes here. If you guys do want to ask a question before we end off the stream, you can go ahead and join the waiting room. We do have somebody in the waiting room, so I'm going to bring them in really quick. So hopefully they can hear me. You're set on deafen for a JRD. If you do want to ask a question, go ahead and unmute everything and just say
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Beautiful.
Cool. How's it going, Haas?
Not too bad, man. How's it going with you?
It's going well, man. Just starting my day off, about to go for a run. I just had a quick question before I head out. I was wondering how you think Ethereum switching to proof of stake is gonna affect all the other quote unquote Ethereum killers, ADA, Solana, DOT, and what kind of effect it's gonna have on those.
I think it's interesting because we'll cover layer 2 first before we go into the Ethereum killers, because people are saying the same thing about the upgrade ETH 2.0 going to proof of stake. It's going to ruin layer 2. I don't think that's going to happen. Now, going into the broader spectrum, when we talk about the whole blockchain ecosystem, I think it's not going to kill ETH killers like Solana and everything else. I think they all have specific roles to play in the space. But I think the big key is going to be more interoperability, how Ethereum can work together with these projects. I don't see any project as going to kill another project. So when people say that something's coming up to be an ETH killer, I'm a little skeptical. Same way on the opposite turn. I think Solana is like arguably one of the fastest blockchains out there. They've done really well. Of course, ETH 2.0 could rival that in terms of TPS, but I don't think it's going to kill anything. Because consistently we have products right now that are better than ETH, arguably. Like we have Polkadot. It's faster than ETH. It's cheaper than ETH, but ETH's still here. And ETH still has a very dominant market cap. So I think there's just plenty of room in this space for everything. And we're talking about such little amounts of money in these projects right now that it's hard to see any token really kill anything, including like Bitcoin. A lot of people say that something's going to take over Bitcoin. I think proof of stake will only enhance Ethereum. Maybe cause a little bit of like a price ripple for some of the other tokens that are doing quote unquote the same thing. But ultimately, I don't think it's going to have that massive long-term of impact on those projects. As long as they're still innovating and creating good dApps on the systems, I don't see ETH taking out anything specific.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think at the end of the day, people are gonna want what's faster in terms of, all these DAOs. So I mean, I don't know if I necessarily agree with you that I don't about like that they all have a role to play. I do think that one of them will come out on top, and it'll likely be Ethereum, unfortunately, just because it was first. And I'm an ADA bull and a DOT bull, not really huge on Ethereum. But I mean, yeah, they do different things, but at the same time, they are very, very similar, especially ADA and Ethereum. I think DOT is doing something different, but I hope ADA is the one that prevails, just because it seems like it's going to have a stronger system in terms of the smart contracts and the peer-reviewed system. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I think like when you're talking about ADA, ADA is really good for having that structured system, but Ethereum doesn't have that structured system, which kind of makes it different in a way because it's like more Wild West in that right. more ability just to run a dApp, but also less integrity for the system. I think about it a lot like how Apple works, right? A lot of people still buy Samsung phones, but Apple is arguably number one. Are they the best phone? I would argue no, but I'm not here to shit on anyone's phone. But at the same time, if you look at what makes Apple so great, it's easy to use. It has a cult following around the brand, and it's arguably a good product, right? So, and that's what it comes down to with blockchain as well. It has to be easy to use. It doesn't matter if it's faster or cheaper. It just has to be easier. The faster and cheaper comes into play with it being a good product. And it goes on from there. And then also the cult following. So I definitely see Cardano having more of that in the making than Ethereum. But right now it's just so hard because we don't have smart contracts, so we don't have a bunch of dApps being built on Cardano. But I think a lot of people are excited to get started with that. So I think once we do start seeing dApps, we can have a more kind of fully fledged idea of what's going to happen. But I think you're right. I personally believe that it's either going to be ADA or Polkadot taking over the smart contract space from Ethereum. Not saying that Ethereum is going to do well. I mean, Linux is still a very healthy operating system out there. And I kind of put Ethereum in the Linux kind of basket to kind of associate the two. But yeah, I ultimately I'm an ADA bull over Ethereum. I think ADA could overtake Ethereum one day. Is that going to happen anytime soon? I don't think so. But 5-10 years, it could very well happen.
Yeah, definitely. A $1 trillion market cap ADA would for sure change a lot of lives. So I'm looking forward to that day.
Yeah, well, I've said it before. I think we can definitely, in the future, we're definitely going to see a $10 trillion market cap for cryptocurrency alone. So $1 trillion, 10% of that pie going to a system like ADA makes a lot of sense to me. So I could see something like that happening. Obviously, Bitcoin holding a lot too, and multiple trillions of dollars. But I definitely see, Bitcoin, Cardano, and some of those products being up top. The only reason I think Bitcoin is going to hold so much is mainly because of the store of value aspect, not so much Taproot.
Yeah, and I know that's another discussion, but I actually could see Ethereum overtaking Bitcoin just in terms of, how much of a use case it has. And at the end of the day, Bitcoin has a use case, and that's as a store of value. But Ethereum, it's doing so much. It's essentially creating an economy, which is what's crazy.
I think Tyler Winklevoss, or Cameron, who knows? I think it was Tyler, though, mentioned that, while gold is a store of value, what Ethereum is doing is fundamentally the internet of money. What is Apple more valuable than gold, or businesses, will they be more valuable than a store of value because they arguably do more things? So yeah, I can agree. And I think even Goldman Sachs has been saying that Ethereum could overtake Bitcoin as a store of value. So I definitely think that that's possible. Will Bitcoin be number one for the long term? I don't think so.
Probably for a
for a definite while, right? But not indefinitely. I don't think.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited to see where this market takes us, especially in the next few months. It's going to be interesting, but I'm not scheduling the Forbes interview yet. So
no. I personally think the next few months might be a little bit boring. We're gonna get some exciting moments like today, but I don't think we're gonna do much until we hit around $42,000.
Agreed. All right, thanks for having me, Haas. I appreciate it. Really enjoying the show.
Yeah, thanks, man. Enjoy your run. Okay, let's see. So as long as it causes the gas fees to drop, yeah. So that's the big thing. But EIP is going to do that as well. It's going to lower the gas fees. Definitely going to help out the Ethereum system. So that's going to do good as well. As long as you're talking about Ethereum. I don't know if you're talking about Ethereum or Shiba. No, yeah, you're talking about Influx. So I think there's a lot of things that are going to be good for the Ethereum update. Definitely, and Ethereum is it's a store of value with smart contracts that fundamentally does more things than what Bitcoin does. Okay, someone like me who doesn't have 5 to 10 exchanges, if you had to choose 3 different platforms to store your crypto. Okay, so if I had to choose three, so it doesn't only matter about returns. I also care a lot about how the company operates. Like, is my money safe with them, right? Definitely BlockFi and Celsius are like my top two go-tos. Past that, I keep a decent amount of funds in Kraken. And that's like my main exchange now that like Binance is going to be on the outs for Ontario. So I'd probably say like those three are probably the best. You could always do Nexo instead. So something like Celsius, Nexo, and BlockFi all give good rates. Pretty much covers like any token that you want. Especially if you only have 5 to 6 tokens, most likely you're going to get them there. Thing about me though is I have like at least 20 different tokens at this point, so I almost have to keep everything everywhere. But I would, right, even though with those services that I mentioned, those three services that have APY, it is good to always have a little bit of crypto in a ledger. It's always good to have some crypto in a cold wallet, completely shut out and tucked away like the bar of gold in your house. Now, like if you think about gold, here's my investment strategy for gold and physical gold. You should never have a lot of physical gold. I think that it's important to have some physical gold, maybe like 1 to 2% of your portfolio in like your living area or somewhere that you can access. If say something happens, right? But I'm not the type of person that thinks that the sky's gonna fall. I do think that, you know, eventually currency will go down, USD will go down. There might be a run on the banks, but hey, that's why I want physical gold like in my possession. That way nobody can seize gold out of my bank account or like a safe deposit box or anything. Same thing goes for crypto because you don't know what they're going to be able to seize and what they can't seize. Now, of course, it can't just get into your account. But you know there are ways to find out where your crypto is, tax you on that crypto. There's ways for the government to figure things out. So if things go down, then at that point, having a ledger with a little bit of crypto as a sleep easy kind of thing, you know, it's a good idea. Okay. So how do I DCA all 20 coins? I don't. I pick coins to DCA into. And then I build positions and then I move on and readjust. So if I see one position on one token is getting a little bit too large, I'll move to another token. I'll spread it out among different tokens depending on like what the buying opportunities are. If a token's too pumped, I'll probably stop buying it. My DCA on different tokens is all over the place. The only things that I truly DCA right now is well, not Ethereum anymore, but I was doing Bitcoin and Ethereum all through this dump, and Polkadot. Basically, after Polkadot dropped to around $15 was when I started DCAing. So I've been DCAing Polkadot all through this level here. I didn't DCA ADA. I bought ADA on certain dips, but this has been more of like a buy the dip situation because ADA's been trading level, so it's not like I was getting like an incredible deal, because if you look at like where ADA is right now, it's basically just trading level with its support. So you're not getting an incredible deal for buying ADA. It doesn't mean that ADA is not a buy, but you know, I have some ADA bags, so I'm not going to be buying ADA. I was buying a little bit on the dips, but not DCAing it. So it's difficult. I know a lot of people kind of like look at my portfolio when I tell them how many tokens I have, and they're like, whoa. But I don't know. It's I guess exposure, and if you look at the weights of my my tokens, like the weights are pretty safe. Like I have most of the tokens in like high cap, or most of my portfolio in high cap tokens, like Bitcoin, Cell Token, Ethereum, ADA, VeChain, Polkadot. Maybe VeChain's not like super high cap, but like I have a lot of good tokens here: BNB, Zor Token, KSM, Theta, Matic, HBAR, DFIN, Cake, PSwap, right? So there's a lot here, and I get that it's daunting at times, but you know, I guess it is what it is. We are coming up to an hour and 13 minutes. Let me just make sure that we don't have anyone waiting in Discord. We do not. I'll give you guys like another 2 minutes in case anyone wanted to get into Discord, ask a quick question, but we're probably going to be wrapping it up for the afternoon. Obviously, still at this green candle, still fighting around $34,000 Bitcoin, so we're not quite there. We did touch it for a little bit there. We'll go back down to the hourly just to take a look at that, but we did touch that 34,000, but right now we're just kind of fighting with these levels to see exactly where Bitcoin is going to go. So we did get to $34,082. So not a bad day for Bitcoin. Don't forget also to go ahead and give me a like on the video. We have 15 people watching. I really appreciate the like to help out with sharing these videos out. It seems that you guys actually like watching the live streams afterwards. I get a lot of people that watch these live streams after we go. So I try to make it as entertaining as possible when I'm not answering any questions. That way it has a lot of rewatchability for you guys. But I think that's it for me. Let me just check Discord really quick here. It looks like we have nobody. So I'm going to go ahead and end it. Kind of see what kind of excitement that I can get into. Hopefully I can sneak into the gym. I don't know what the status is of the gym. My signups are up, but we're going to find out. Hopefully everyone's enjoying this Saturday, and take it easy. Happy hodling.